mummy's with the maggots now.
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff.
Well, hi there.
Hello, welcome to Would You Die, the show where I've never orchestrated a murder before. It's fucking hard. I'm Austin Torres.
And I'm Anneliese Petersmark.
Anneliese, guess what?
What?
Happy 50th episode.
Yay! I can't believe we're at episode 50.
It don't feel like it.
No. It's crazy. 2 more and we're at a year.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
A year of Anneliese on Would You... I almost said a year of Would You Die.
No.
I'm like, I've been around a little longer.
Yeah, you're old.
Well, okay. And thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks for that. But no, I'm very excited. We have this planned out. It's past 100.
I know.
But you don't know where you're going to end up, you know?
Right, yeah.
When Would You Die was an interview show, I thought that would happen that would keep going forever, and then I burnt out and I don't do interviews anymore.
Right.
Maybe one day I'll get back into, because some days I'm like, I miss interviewing, and then I don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I love what we have going on, and I can see us doing it for a very, very, very long time.
I agree. I am having a good time. Yeah.
It was a very quick 50 episodes.
It really was. I can't believe we're at 50. Like, I know I just said that, but it's just so surreal that we're already here. And I don't know. I feel like we make a pretty good team.
Yeah, I think we're just starting.
Yeah, I agree.
It feels like we're just starting.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the numbers say no. You've done it 50 fucking times.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, congratulations on episode 50.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. And we are continuing Love and Let Die month with Companion.
Yes. So, Companion obviously made sense to fit into this month. It is a little bit less romantic than our last week's pick, but
it might be the least romantic out of the 4.
That's probably true.
But at the same time, in my opinion at least, it might have one of the more rom-com aesthetic.
I think that is probably true. It's very pink. It's
Yeah.
very, like, cutesy on the outside.
Cursive title logo.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It reminds me so much of, this is going to be a weird comparison, but it reminds me so much of Priscilla, which was also a similar thing where it was marketed as a very, like, cutesy, girly, like, romance aesthetic, and then obviously had kind of darker undertones as you get into the movie.
Like a horror for the girls type of movie. For the gals.
It is a horror for the gals. And I think it is especially a horror for the gals, as we will get into.
But also, well, I'll say what I was going to say a little later.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, our synopsis. A weekend getaway with friends at a remote cabin turns into chaos after it's revealed that one of the guests is not what they seem. Dun, dun, dun. And I left it open-ended because it turns out that you might not be who you think, because there's a lot of guests that aren't exactly what they seem.
That's fair. There are some twists.
Mm-hmm.
So let's put our spoilers.
Yes.
Spoiler warning right now. If you haven't seen Companion, just watch it.
Yeah.
It should be on HBO.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to leave HBO Max anytime soon because it is a Warner Brothers movie.
That's true. Yeah. So what is your personal connection with this one?
I really wanted to see this back when it was coming out, January of 2025. I know January and horror don't always go hand in. January is kind of like the, you dump your shitty movies here. That's the
Really?
historical, but that trend's been changing the past couple years. Notably, Scream 2022 was a January film that helped start this changing trend. Megan, a few years ago, was the same way.
I think that one was kind of a sleeper hit. I don't think at least general audiences expected that one to be as good as it was.
Right, because you don't expect good movies in January.
Yeah, and I think the marketing for that one was so interesting that I think everyone was like, oh, this is going to be corny, but then it turned out not to be at all.
Yeah, and like somewhere along the line, someone's like, hey, what if we put a good movie in January? It'll make a lot of money. And I think that's why Scream 2022 made a lot. One, it's Scream.
Yeah.
But it had no competition. Megan, the same thing. People weren't expecting it to be good. It is. It's like, hey, there's a movie out there. Because usually, like, and what made Megan really impressive is, like, you expect Avatar 2 to dominate. And it still did, but to make money, like, this year, you don't expect too much because like Avatar 3 is still making money and Zootopia 2 is still making money and just a lot of pretty big December movies that are The Housemaid is making money.
I was going to say The Housemaid's still making money.
Yeah, I watched it. So I'm but then you get Primate this year.
Yeah.
Which someone is that a good movie? Fuck you. It's a killer monkey. I love it.
I liked it. Yeah.
I thought it was awesome. And then 28 years later, The Bone Temple I thought was very good as well. I guess you could argue it's better than the Killer Monkey movie, but that is not for me to say. I liked both.
Yeah, that's fair. I think the other thing with Companion specifically, as we talked about, is, you know, with it coming out in January, it was still going to attract those more cynical Valentine's Day audiences, either people who are in relationships who just want something that's not like a cheesy romance movie, which I understand those are not for everybody, or like single people who are like, I'm gonna do like the anti-Valentine's Day thing, and Companion was kind of Austin's smiling. You guys can't see it, but he is smiling like that was him. But that's kind of what this was like marketed as, is like, Valentine's Day is coming up, but it's murder.
But it's murder. You know what's a Valentine's Day? Because this episode is going to come out before, like, right before Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, guys.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, thank you. I needed to hear that. You know what's a Valentine's Day movie, though? It actually came out on Valentine's Day.
What?
The Silence of the Lambs.
That's true. I forgot that happened.
That's one of my favorite movie facts. And that went on to just sweep the Oscars. It was what a movie. Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Perfect movie.
10 out of 10.
Also, Captain America Brave New World's a Valentine's Day movie.
That is true. So is Deadpool. At least the first one.
And neither of them are as good as Silence of the Lambs.
Well, no. But okay, so again, you said you really wanted to watch this in January of 2025.
Yeah.
So
I was looking forward to it for months because it's from it is just like it seemed really cool. It had two actors I'm really fans of in Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid, an actor who I didn't know was in it, and then I found out he was in it, and I was like, oh hell yeah, and Harvey Guillen. And an actor who I didn't know I love, but because of this movie, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna follow him now. Is Lucas Gage. Anyways, yeah, I saw it in IMAX.
Nice.
And immediately I'm like, okay, this is one of my favorite movies, and I can see this being in my top 10 at the end of the year. 2025 ended up being an extremely strong year for movies.
True.
And at the end of the year, I had Companion placed at number 3.
Look at you go. Okay, hang on, let me guess. I feel like I knew at one point what your top 3 movies were.
It was actually just Wicked twice. You loved it that much. And then Companion.
No, it was Companion. Number 2, I'm going to guess Predator Badlands.
Yes.
And number 1, I'm going to guess is Sinners.
Yep.
Okay. Good. I know people.
You know what's up my alley.
I know what's up your alley. Yeah, so it's always kind of wild when you watch a movie in January and you're like, this is going to be one of my favorites of the year. You know what I mean? But it's good.
Wild that it happened 2 years in a row.
What was the year before?
Not the year before, the year now.
Oh, the year now?
Yeah.
You already know that you're going to have a top 10?
Primate's going to win every award.
Okay.
I fucking love Primate.
That's crazy. So
it's like Cocaine Bear to me. And I fucking love Cocaine Bear.
That's fair. You do love Cocaine Bear.
I like my killer animal movies.
Do you think we should do a bear month?
Don't tease me.
Jeremy, what was your personal connection?
I saw this movie like 3 days ago. And it was pretty good.
Did you what did you know about it?
I didn't even know this movie existed, which is like crazy. I was talking about this with Austin off mic. I knew about last week's movie. Like, I knew that Your Monster existed. I knew that was a movie that was around. I had never even heard of Companion, which was weird because, like, you and I talked about, like, the budget difference is crazy. Mm-hmm. But somehow I knew about Your Monster, probably just from, like, seeing it on, like, HBO Max. As I'm like, not that Companion's not, but I think for some reason the cover
like your
art,
algorithm.
Yeah, threw it in my face a little bit more. Which makes sense. Like, we share an algorithm,
right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think I just knew about that movie. I didn't even know this movie existed. I didn't know what the premise was. I went in completely blind and was pleasantly surprised. I very much like this movie. I like Jack Quaid a lot.
We'll talk.
And he's in a lot of stuff that I really enjoy. And as soon as I saw him on screen, I was like, oh, okay, this movie's probably gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, I gotta say something, but first. Anneliese, what's your personal connection with this movie?
I watched this for the first time when it came out on streaming.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of, honestly, this is probably bad, but the first time I watched this, I just kind of had it on as like a background movie. I wasn't really paying super close attention to it, so I don't know that I caught, honestly, a lot of it. But I definitely was paying attention after this time, so.
I certainly hope you were.
I was.
Something I want to say real quickly is going back to my personal connection with this. I was anticipating this movie a lot because I liked the names involved, acting and behind the camera. One of the producers, I very much like. We'll talk about him in a second. But the first trailer for this movie was like really cool and weird. I didn't know what it was, and it's like from the people who brought you The Notebook and Barbarian. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm into it. I'm into the pink. I'm into the blood. You know, I'm into the Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid. So I'm excited for it. And then the second trailer, I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's and it's like. It revealed that Sophie Thatcher's an android, and I'm like, oh fuck, you gave me too much. I don't think I'm gonna like this movie now. I'm still gonna see it, but fuck, I didn't want to know that. And then I ended up watching the movie, and there were more I loved it. It's right up my alley, but it makes me happy that you, Jeremy, did not know she was a robot going into it.
Yeah, no, I had no clue. And then, like, as it became obvious, I told Anneliese this. I said the only complaint I had was the hinting at, hey, she's a robot, was super heavy-handed to a level where I was like, whoa, I don't know that we needed it to be. I don't know that we need to be led there that much, but it's literally my only complaint. Very small. Other than that, love the movie.
I think for me, I thought, based on how heavy-handed it was that the twist wasn't going to be... I called the second plot twist, I guess, which, again, we said spoilers, right? Spoilers. Yeah. I called the second plot twist of Patrick being a companion.
You did? That one completely caught me off guard.
Pretty early, but it was because it was so heavy-handed that Iris was a robot. Like, he calls her fucking beep boop. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, that crazy. So I guess I was under the impression, and again, this is on me for not like watching the movie carefully the first time, but that she knew she was a robot because he fucking calls her beep boop. And my question is, she doesn't. So like, how the fuck does he explain that nickname? Like, what? Like, because it's never like talked about. No. It's just kind of like a background. But like, I get it. Like, he's just programmed that into her shit. But like, what false memory does she have where this man calls her beep boop and that makes fucking sense?
Probably Well, a big component of this movie is like these. They're called companion bot,
Right.
hence the title of the movie.
Yeah.
Killer Robot.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
No. These robots are designed to love unconditionally.
Totally. Yeah. No, I know.
So before she like gets her awakening
Mhm.
in her programming, he just calls her beep boop and like, oh, how clever of you! I love it.
I
'Cause,
no, I get that, but like even she has false memories of everything. So
Mhm.
like I have to wonder like at what point does she go, "Hey, I don't know why he would call me that." Cuz like it's not as though they don't program flaws into the bots because they
Right.
do. Like she has like insecurities and fears and that kind of stuff and I don't know. Anyway, it's not a big part of it, but I did think that she knew. And so when Jeremy was like, this is really heavy handed, I was like, yeah, but I think the point is like, she knows. Like, she even says things like, I'm not built that way when she's talking to like the
Yeah.
people. And so, like, I was like, she must know. And so that must mean that the plot twist is that Patrick's the robot, right? Because, like,
Mhm.
whatever. So that's on me, but whatever. So this movie came out, as you said, in 2025. There's not a lot of like historical context to the movie, but I do want to talk about like why I think this movie exists. And I think this movie exists in modern day and was made in 2025 because of the rise of artificial intelligence.
Well, I was about to say, I think there's a lot of historical context.
I guess, yeah. I more just mean like specifically with like this movie. Normally when we talk about historical context, we talk a lot about like why did this director decide to sign on
Sure.
to this project, and there's not much about that
Right.
publicly. I'm sure he has his reasons, but
But there's
like,
a lot of, fears with going on with AI that I think are penetrating a lot of different filmmakers, not just Drew Hancock, writer and director of this film. Also, this is his first like directorial debut,
yes,
which is
which is
awesome.
crazy. But he
I actually do have some background information about the making of this movie.
okay.
Drew Hancock is a writer, primarily.
Mhm.
He wants to direct, so this was like, but he was writing. He wrote this as a spec script, and it caught the attention of Zach Kreger,
Mhm.
who is best known as the writer and director of Barbarian
Yes.
and Weapons.
Mhm.
Academy Award nominated Weapons.
Yes. Yes, that is true. Crazy.
And, Zach Kreger and some of his guys, they attach themselves to Barbarian, or, no, I'm sorry, to Companion, and Zach Kreger was going to direct this film.
Mhm.
There was a period in time when he was going to direct it, and, Drew Hancock is like, yes, I sold a movie. I get paid. I get to eat,
Mhm.
Yes, he wants to direct, but he wants to have a career. So it's like, it's a win. Zach Kreger starts prepping the movie. Then he gets the opportunity to make Weapons, which is Barbarian's a huge, like this, the Companion deal's happening before Barbarian comes out.
Right.
Barbarian's a huge hit. And then Zach Kreger gets the opportunity to make Weapons,
Mhm.
which is his passion project. So he's like, he had a meeting with Drew Hancock and he's like, hey, so I'm not going to direct Companion because I get to make Weapons. And Drew Hancock's like, oh, fuck. There goes my money, It's like,
Right.
okay, well, he gets it. He's I would say a more established screenwriter, so he knows how the industry is. Writing is a thankless job in Hollywood.
Mhm.
So it just fucks with you at every point. So it's like he's been through the ropes before, but this is what he said he wasn't anticipating. Zach Kreger's like, I'm going to stay on as producer. I think you should direct it. And he's like, what?
Mhm.
So I think it's a really cool story because Zach Kreger, one, didn't screw over this guy, which usually is the case,
Mhm.
but he stayed on and then, gave someone an opportunity to essentially a promotion.
Mhm.
That's awesome, Like, I don't know. I just think stuff like that's really cool.
That is very cool. I agree. So in terms of like the cultural, historical context, artificial intelligence has become so pervasive in our society, despite like proven negative impacts.
Right.
And I think it's something that artists are uniquely tasked with handling the commentary about it, because of the fact that I believe that artists are so impacted directly and kind of they're on the forefront of being impacted.
Right.
We see it all the time where these bots that are just being fed things like scripts or other people's art churn out these other things that are kind of hollow replications of stuff that they are being fed, because no artificial intelligence can become intelligent without being fed knowledge.
Right.
And it's a scary time for artists specifically. So I feel like it is something that a lot of people are taking on. I mean, you see it with like Megan, you see it with this, you see it with a lot of the movies that are coming out right now. And I think that this movie specifically is twofold, which I will get to this in a second, but it has two like kind of main commentaries, I would say. One is about artificial intelligence and the ethics there, and the other is about relationship dynamics and inequalities and power imbalances in relationships.
Narcissists.
And if you think that I was shit talking men last week, just you fucking wait. Because this is fucking it, guys.
Welcome to Would You Die, the show where we hate men.
And we don't care who knows.
So it's not all men.
Hey, if you do this for all 4 episodes, you can just
I'm
go.
joking. I'm joking.
Your jokes are so funny.
But let me explain why it's funny.
Wow. So
that took you a second, Jeremy.
So getting into like kind of the main point of what we're talking about, because we're starting to transition into that like, you know, monthly theme about romance. Let's talk about AI first, and then we can hit like the relationship dynamics and power imbalances and stuff. So artificial intimacy is something that people are starting to do a lot of research on and how it impacts the brain. There are a lot of really crazy stories about lonely people coping with those negative emotions using artificial intelligence, whether it is chatbots or, you know, video like things. I mean, there's whole subreddits dedicated to AI boyfriends and girlfriends and people who have fully convinced themselves that they have legally married artificial intelligence chatbots. And social, like, there are so many reasons why this is like problematic. There's social implications, there's, you know, mental implications, but one of the more devastating things is when you get to this point where you fully believe that you have developed a relationship with this AI chatbot, is that technology itself is fallible.
Right.
So what a lot of people are finding is they like quote unquote log off for the day, and their chatbot, whether it's ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever, their chatbot of choice like forgets their conversation all of a sudden, because you can log into these sites and you can have a record, and then they develop a personality based on what you give them. But if they reset or lose their chats, then these people who have spent months to years in some cases developing a quote unquote relationship with these bots, it resets and they now have to start from scratch, which means they are feeling that loss as if it's a real death. And so it's just becoming like a very scary commentary on, I guess, what it means to be alive. And I think one of the most prominent examples of this are these things called dead bots or grief bots, which are chatbots that people are creating to resemble loved ones who have passed on.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not good. Because it's obviously, you think about it, when you think about these things in a bubble, it sounds like a good idea. It sounds like, oh, cool, you're using something that might help people grieve the loss of this person, and then eventually they let it go. But you don't let it go, because why would you?
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you're making new memories with this person who has been dead for years. And then you have to ask yourself, okay, where does life actually begin and end? Because if you are good enough at quote unquote training this bot or this video thing to act like your loved one or look like your loved one or have the mannerisms of your loved one, where does that then, what is to say that that person is no longer with us? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is a huge, and it's very meta to talk about, and it sounds kind of crazy when you like say it that way, but it is something that like is having a real impact on people's mental like understanding of what death is, which I think plays really well into kind of Iris's character. When we look at her and we decide, okay, like, Iris has memories and she has thoughts,
right,
and she has feelings, and she has, like, at the end, agency.
Right.
And what does that mean for her personhood? That's like a wild kind of concept to think about, but it's something like that's happening in real life, which is almost scarier, at a much less extreme scale, but still.
But also, talking about Iris and her personhood, I think there's a queer reading of this movie.
Okay.
I think she can be viewed as, I don't think she is a queer character, but I think she can be a metaphor as one.
Okay.
Kind of similar to, like, The Bride of Frankenstein, how in that movie the monster's kind of like a queer allegory as well. Mm-hmm. But in, like, Iris's case, she's, at the end of the movie, she has agency. The whole movie is about her finding her agency. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people in the queer community, especially trans people, they have similar stories of, not that they're robots, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they were conditioned to think one way, feel one way, mm-hmm. and they realize that they're not that.
Right.
You know?
And there's expectations put on them by society to be
right.
a different way. Yeah, and I think that's very evident in the way that the film is marketed and the mm-hmm. way that Iris dresses, right? She's very hyper feminine. She is controlled completely down to the pitch and timbre of her voice. She's just this very like completely controlled character, and I think that's definitely something that is relevant to her characterization.
And I think you see it a lot in the relationship between Patrick and Eli.
Yeah.
As well. Mm-hmm. Which, talking about like falling in love with your chatbot, Eli is in love with Patrick.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see their relationship versus the relationship between, oh my god, what is Jack Quaid's character's name? Josh. Duh. Josh and Irish, because
not Jacob.
Josh, right. Josh, as we see throughout the movie, really just sees her as like a way to fill a void, and then later on like a tool for getting what he wants. Whereas like Eli falls in love with Patrick, and it is just a very different thing. And I think, like, not to jump all around the place, but that kind of goes back to the like AI of it all, mm-hmm. because like you said, people falling in love with their chatbots, like that is kind of a crazy thing when we think about it as like people who maybe don't use AI as often. We don't think about it, or at all. We don't think about it from the perspective of somebody who is so entrenched in it. But like, there is back in May, this is just kind of an example of what I'm talking about. An AI avatar of a person who was a deceased victim of a road rage incident gave a victim impact statement to a jury and a judge. And that's just considered completely legal. Which, like, I'm not saying in this specific case, like, this, by all accounts, this man was, the victim of a road rage incident. Like, there is absolutely precedent for people feeling guilty for him. But that means that just because there's been a precedent set, that means just anybody could, like, just show up with an AI avatar of anybody convicted of any crime, or, you know, who's the quote-unquote victim of any crime, who, as long as they're deceased, and, like, provide a quote victim impact statement, which is not something that, like, I personally think should be allowed, because it is wild. It's a wild precedent.
It's not the truth.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the truth. But the judge literally said, I felt that was sincere. You can program these things to say anything.
Right. You could program it to be like, actually, it was my fault. And they should be, you know, AI has no sincerity, not to blast that judge, but there's no thought behind AI. Its only intentions are from I'm not going to call them programmers because they don't have the skills to do that, the ones who can cobble together sentences to make a prompt.
Yeah.
There's no artistry, there's no science to what these people are doing, for whether their intentions are good or bad. And there's a lot of, like, studies out there saying, like, AI actively makes you dumber. Because you're losing the abilities to...
Your brain is atrophying, literally, like a muscle.
Yeah, and it's like you're not doing your own reading, you're not doing your own writing. AI's for idiots.
And I think it's making even people, like, it's having this really weird Ouroboros effect where it's making even people who aren't AI users dumber as well. Because it is causing so much weird suspicion. Like, for example, the M-dash. I don't know if you know what that is, but if you don't, listeners, the M-dash is like the long dash that you see in the middle of sentences. So many people are under this misconception, because it's a common thing for ChatGPT to use as an M-dash, that if someone uses that means that it's automatically AI.
Oh, right.
And so, like I've been questioned on the internet before. I posted something that a person had gotten wrong, and I corrected them, and I used an M-dash in my thoughts, and they were like, did you really just post the AI summary from Google? And I was like, no, I didn't. I can write my own words because I'm not an imbecile. But I just, like, it's, and I don't, maybe dumber is the wrong word, but you know what I mean? It's causing this, like, undue suspicion amongst even, like, people who are intelligent. And it's just, it's a weird
And it's really easy to fall for an AI image.
It's very interesting. I had this conversation with my students as part of our curriculum last week, and even kids are starting to be like, I don't even go on social media anymore because I literally don't know what's real.
Yeah.
And it's good that the next generation is aware of that as a pitfall.
Right.
It's also scary that you have 13-year-olds who don't want to use social media because they're like, I don't know what's real on the internet.
Well, and it's also, I mean, it's just so much easier, right? Like, it's so much easier for these kids who are, like, especially, like, for these kids who are in my English class, and they don't care about language arts, which is fine. I don't expect every single one of my kids to just love writing or reading or doing Shakespeare or whatever. But do you know how much, like, think about when you were, like, 14. If you could go on, can you remember when you were 14, or is that too long ago?
Oh, fuck you. That was mean.
No, I'm kidding. But
I'm just here living minding my own business, hanging out with my so-called friends.
Not anymore. No, I'm just kidding. But, like, think about it. Seriously. If you were 14... and you knew that you could go on, like, you could open up a computer and type, like...
They didn't have computers when I was 14.
When dinosaurs walked the earth.
Yeah. That's how I got to school. I would say hi to Mr. Flintstone.
Anyway.
Jackasses.
If you opened up your computer or went to your computer lab or whatever, and, like, you typed in a website and you literally copied and pasted the prompt to an essay instead of writing it, how many of your friends would have done it? How many, like...
At 14, I would have done it.
At 14? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Of course they're going to do that. Why would you use your brain for something that you don't think is worth it? Because you don't know.
Yeah,
you're not
at
sitting here at 14 being like,
Yeah.
no, this is teaching me critical thinking skills that I'm going to need for the
Right.
future. You're like, I don't care about fucking Romeo and Juliet, so I'm going to not do this,
And
actually. That's so much easier.
I'm going to do this, which takes 5 seconds, and then I'm going to go play more Halo 3.
Exactly.
14-year-old Austin would have done that.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that AI wasn't a thing when I was 14.
In
Right.
fairness, if there's a 14-year-old in 2026 who is skipping out on homework to play Halo 3, that kid is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Right.
my point is that...
But like a kid's... I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
go
going to
ahead.
interject. A kid's always going to find the easiest.
Right. And who can blame them?
They're kids.
They're kids.
And this is a whole other topic, but that's why it's like, hey, we didn't get taught this in high school. It's like you didn't pay attention. None of us did. It's not me going like, you specifically, stranger on Facebook, did not pay attention in high school. We were high schoolers. None of us did.
No.
The difference is some of us kept reading.
Yeah.
Some of us kept writing. Some of us kept working at being educated on what's happening in the world.
Others of us didn't, obviously. And that's, yeah, I mean, like, when you can't even trust what you see with your own 2 eyes, like, I don't know where we go from here.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's really scary, and I don't mean to get too existential about it, but it's terrifying. And I think that's, like...
People can literally create the world they want to online.
Right.
And when I say that, I mean they can train their algorithms to tell them what they want to hear.
Right.
Facts have been killed, basically.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's what Megan Surrey's character, Kat, is good for. Because she's not wrong when she has this, like, distrust and dislike of Iris. She even says, like, I don't dislike you. I don't like what you represent, though.
Right.
I am now replaceable because you exist. Which kind of leads me to the other end, and we can, like, go back to AI because I'm not necessarily sure we're done with that conversation because that's a long
I don't think we're ever...
Right.
That's a Pandora's box that's been opened, unfortunately.
Right.
You could always ask ChatGPT to just sum it up for us.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Let me kill 5 of my brain cells, like, right now.
Yeah, and also, like, I don't know, use up, like, a whole Great Lakes worth of water or whatever.
Listen, all I'm going to say is if I want to kill some brain cells, I'd rather do it with booze.
That's fair, I guess.
Call me old-fashioned. Yeah, motherfucking cheers.
Okay.
Call me old-fashioned.
So anyway, Kat's character does sit there and say, you know, like, I feel replaceable because you exist, which is fair. But I'm going to point out a couple things with her that I feel like also points out her hypocrisy.
Sure.
Number 1, she is with Sergei, and she admits, I'm not with him romantically. I'm his accessory. I dress like he wants. I eat what he wants. I show up where he wants. I fuck where he wants.
Yeah.
She's basically doing to herself what Iris has no choice but to do.
Right.
And that's not to say, like, here's the thing, is, like, I'm not sitting here and being like, wow, this girl has no self-respect, because that would be, first of all, very anti-feminist of me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is kind of the point of the movie, right, is that we have to ask ourselves as women, and when I say we, I mean in this room, me, has to ask myself as a woman, do any of us really have, like, is the illusion of choice actually an illusion here? Like, Kat, in order to feel safe and secure and everything, has kind of put herself in this position to be a companion to this man who has a lot of money and a lot of material comforts, and that's great. But again, I feel like a lot of women in a lot of different ways, and obviously it's not always this extreme. Sometimes it is with somebody who you consider a loving and happy partner, but allow themselves to become less than they are because they want to appeal to the patriarchy. I know I've done it. I have absolutely been with partners. Jeremy? No, I'm just kidding. I have absolutely been with partners who have both intentionally and unintentionally. Like, I've been with men who are are good people. But because I wasn't what they wanted, I molded myself to be what they wanted for validation. And, like, I'm not proud of that, but I'm also not going to pretend that that's not a societal pressure that every single woman faces. And some people are better at resisting that than others. I think I've become pretty good at, like, being my own person, but I definitely know that I wasn't always this way.
No, and you have to, you know, grow into being your own person a lot of times, too.
And I also think the other kind of part of hypocrisy of Kat's character and all of the people who are on this trip is that they do not treat Patrick and Iris the same way.
Right.
There is a double standard there that I feel like is, I mean, obviously purposeful, like very purposeful. Like Kat treats Patrick like a person, whereas with Iris, it's very obvious from the get-go, like, I don't like you, I don't respect you, I'm not really here to, like, treat you like a good like a person.
Right.
Whereas with Patrick's just my good friend Eli's, like, boyfriend, you know? Nothing weird about that, nothing abnormal about that, just this one over here.
And I wonder if that has to do, if that stems from how Eli treats Patrick and how Josh treats Iris.
I definitely think it's a side effect, because I think, again, this is another kind of example of the patriarchy, is a lot of times friend groups will treat the partner the way, like, that
the partner
treats them.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you, like, I mean, I personally believe we should all treat each other with respect, but if you watch, like, your best friend who you've known for your entire life kind of just treat their partner like a side character, then your automatic assumption as a flawed human is going to be like, well, they know something I don't, because I don't really know that person. So I'm just going to kind of, like, let them do their own thing and not really talk to them.
Right.
So
this movie's like, oh, Josh is like, hey, bitch, make me a sandwich. Kat's going to be like, hey, bitch, make me a sandwich.
Right. Especially with the knowledge that they're not actually human. You know what I mean? There is that added element, but I think the commentary is obviously more.
I could really go for a sandwich. Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy, go to sleep. That was a companion reference. Get it? Because he's a robot. He's not. He's human. I promise.
We like Jeremy on this podcast.
And we don't care who knows.
Yes.
Hell yeah, brother.
Sometimes you throw the ball up and you know it's going to be ooped, but sometimes it's just more, it was just so gratifying, so satisfactory.
It's pretty satisfactory.
Kind of like the Cohen Carr dunk against Maryland earlier today.
That was
Holy
crazy.
shit.
That game was crazy. We don't got to talk about it, but that game was crazy.
Yeah.
By the time this episode comes out, that game is going to be a month old. So
Yeah, that was like 3 weeks. And we probably talked about it on our Patreon show, Would You Ball?
That's
Like and subscribe. $3 a month.
You should do that.
You get our opinions on sports.
Because we like sports.
And we don't care who knows.
All right. Anyway, I need you guys to know that they're, like, laughing at each other, like, ha, such a boys club in here. Anyway, back to this feminist masterpiece.
But let me explain first.
Yeah, explain to me why it's funny. I don't know.
Well, it's not even that it's funny. It's just that it's not all boys.
Yes, yeah. So, dear listener, what you need to realize is the past 50 episodes is just me and Jeremy being best friends and Lisa trying desperately to host a podcast.
Oh, man. What a good time. This movie came out the same weekend as Dogman.
I didn't see Dogman.
Me neither.
I saw Companion.
A lot of my kids did.
Can you imagine
Did they see
going to
Companion
see-
too?
No, I don't think so.
You go to see Companion, you accidentally end up in Dogman.
What a double feature.
That's fair. Anyway, something that I think is kind of crazy is how small of a cast this is.
Yeah, this is...
There are 9 people in this whole movie. 9.
And the budget definitely went to, like, effects, maybe, but I think, like, production design and costume design.
Yeah.
And last week we talked about Your Monster which are probably has a bigger cast, but I would say it has a smaller main cast
Yes,
of
definitely.
4 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
This one, everyone's pretty much a main character. Well, there's
There's like 6.
5 main characters.
I would say there's probably 5 main characters, 1 like secondary character, and 3 tertiary characters.
Yeah.
That's how I would probably classify
Yeah.
it.
But 9 just in general.
I do want to shout out one of my favorite comedians. It plays a very small role in this movie.
He's so good in it too.
Is it Nicolas Cage's agent
What?
that you're talking about?
No.
From like college? No, am I thinking of something different?
Oh, from College Humor. Are you talking about Matthew J. McCarthy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
No,
also a good comic.
He's good,
but
no, Jabuki Young White plays Teddy.
So I'm not that far. They're partners.
yes,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I didn't know he was a comedian too.
he is a very good one.
Yeah, he's one of my like favorite comedians, and he's very funny. And
I showed this movie to
funny.
friends of the show, Doug and Katie, and Doug's like, "Oh my god, it's Nicolas Cage's agent." Except he said the guy's name. I don't remember what it is. I'm like, oh. I was like, first off, what an insane pull. That's like a 15-year-old YouTube video. but then I'm like, that is it.
yeah,
So I didn't know Teddy, the guy who played. He's also a comedian.
yeah.
That's really cool. Anyways, continue. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to shout him out because we're probably not gonna like talk much about Teddy.
Yeah.
Although he's a G. I mean, like
Hell
he
yeah.
really helps my girl Iris out in the end.
Mhm.
I do think so here's the thing is this month is all about men getting what they deserve, good or bad. And God, there's something here's the thing about Jack Quaid. I really love him as an actor. I think he's probably one of my like celebrity crushes, but he also like plays just like the worst type of man so well. That is kind of crazy.
Well, he learned from the best.
Like his dad?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not talking about real life. But like, I mean, Scream. You know,
Scream.
like, he's not great in that one. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but he's not like
He was
awesome.
like Oppenheimer.
Yep.
Yeah, he's one of the scientists.
Oh man, I missed that.
Yeah, he's Richard Feynman.
He's good in The Boys.
He is good in the boys.
Yeah, he's a great dude in the book. I'm not saying he only plays those type of characters. I'm just
No,
saying
but it's-
no, but he can play.
He's
like,
developed a niche.
he's also
a little
Marvel in Hunger Games, and that wasn't a good character.
bit. Oh yeah.
He's a bad guy.
He is in Hunger and Orphan.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? I can't think of her name right now.
Orphan?
No, the act-
They named her
Isabel Furman. She's in like that Killer Pack with Jack Quaid, and she plays Esther from Orphan.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Have you seen Orphan?
I have seen Orphan.
I
yeah.
love Orphan. Fucking rules.
It's been like a long fucking time. What was her name?
Isabel Furman.
Oh, Isabel Furman. Yeah, she played Clove.
And that was like the District 2. Because she's the one that
Yeah.
kills Rue, right?
I think so.
And she's all like laughing about it. Like, haha, I killed Rue. And then the one guy kills her.
Yeah,
And it's
she
just,
like
the
taunted.
hell yeah moment.
Yeah, and then Thresh kills her. And can we believe that like the amount of people in this cast who actually ended up being like people is kind of crazy? Like Amanda Stenberg was Rue.
Who's that?
She they're from Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Oh, I know
The Hate You
exactly.
Give. Yeah.
Okay.
The Acolyte.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, she's having a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Quaid. Jennifer Lawrence was in
Woody
that movie.
Harrelson.
Well, yeah, Woody Harrelson was
Nah,
already.
I'm just joking
Oh,
around.
I
Up and
thought you were
comer
being
Lenny
serious.
Kravitz.
Up and comer Lenny Kravitz.
Up and comer
Like,
Um,
legitimate rock star.
Leonard Kravitz.
Leonard. His name is Leonard.
Josh Hutcherson's also having a moment. He's got like
Again.
a career
He's had a-
resurgence
yeah.
again.
He's had
with, like,
multiple.
Five Nights
and
at
good.
Freddy's and all
Mhm.
those.
Josh Hutcherson rules.
He does.
And
He
I
was in
love
a
LA.
really good show on Hulu. I know we don't do TV, but he was in a really good show on Hulu. That was one of the like OG Hulu originals. That was like excellent.
You know what?
What show?
I'm going to say it.
I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Because now he's in I Love LA, which is
He
also
is. That's a HBO show.
a HBO show. Yeah.
I don't think he was in the first Hunger Games, but I'm going to say it anyways. Donald Sutherland.
Yeah, Donald Sutherland is great. Um,
Fucking love Donald
Future
Sutherland.
Man.
Rest
That's
in
what it was
peace.
why can't I think of who played Finnick Odair?
He was in Me Before You.
Yes.
I don't remember
oh my
his
God,
name
what's his
either.
name?
Because he gets eaten by the lizard people.
Yes. Me Before
Spoiler
You.
alerts for the Hunger Games.
Yeah, that's our bad.
one of them.
Finnick Odair is played by a person.
Not a companion bot.
No. Sam Claflin.
From Me Before You.
From Me Before You, or Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, or Love Rosie,
Is that the one with...
or Enola Holmes.
I've seen Love Rosie. Is Stranger Tides the one with Penelope Cruz?
Yes.
Nice.
Or he's in a lot of other shit. Stuff, I mean.
There's a new Hunger Games movie coming out.
There is a new Hunger Games movie coming out.
I need to see the last one still.
It was good. I liked it.
I missed it. But, yeah.
Anywho, sorry. That's not the movie we're talking about.
What a tangent.
It really is. That's my bad. Yeah, I think all in all, to kind of sum up what we're saying, my point here is that Jack Quaid plays a bitch like no other. And
Yeah.
there is nothing. Here's the thing. He's really good at eye acting. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like when you can just see. I think Timothée Chalamet also has this particular talent where
That's why
they're
he
very
might
good
win
at
the
like
Oscar.
right,
But
where they're very good at micro
He's
expression.
deserving too.
Totally.
Yes.
But like specifically, the one moment that I'm thinking of is when they come to take Iris away, and they're like, "Well, good news is like it was just her like brain that was damaged, and her core is where all of the like recordings will be."
Yeah.
And you can watch it in his face when he like sees it and like realizes he's fucked. God, it's so good.
Sophie Thatcher's also really good
Oh,
at
absolutely.
face acting.
Yes.
Like when they're having their climactic dinner scene and she raises her eyebrow. I forget exactly what he says, something narcissistic and douchebaggery.
Yeah.
And her eyebrow just slowly goes up.
Mm-hmm.
And can we talk about Sophie Thatcher for a bit? Because she is
Please.
the star
Mm-hmm.
of this movie. Is she the biggest name or is Jack Quaid the biggest name? I'm not sure. And you can make an argument for Harvey Guillen just because What We Do in the Shadows so big.
God, I fucking love that show. Anyway.
But I think Sophie Thatcher is the biggest name because Yellow Jackets.
Maybe,
is-
yeah, and like Maxine and Heretic had just come out, and
I wouldn't really put Maxine just because she has such a big role
that's
in
true.
that.
It's more of a cameo.
And like I'm not going to really count the Boogeyman because she does play the lead in the Boogeyman, but that wasn't like the biggest movie. She has a bit role in Star Wars: The Book of Boba Fett, so that was the first time I've seen Sophie Thatcher.
Was that really?
Yeah, she plays one of the punk kids.
No,
on
I
the-
know, but like that was like the
scooters.
first time.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
because I didn't really watch. I've seen some Yellow Jackets, but I didn't watch it when it first came out, so I would have seen her first in Book of Boba Fett. Then I've seen.
I think my hot take is I think that Jack Quaid was probably the biggest name when this came out, but I think that she probably will be.
But here's why I'm posing the question.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jack Quaid is a big name, especially because I'd say The Boys is
The
bigger
Boys and like
Scream.
Scream, like that's
But
huge.
But like when it's Scream, you think of Neve Campbell and Melissa Barrera and Courtney Cox and Jenna Ortega.
That's fair.
Well, maybe not. Jenna Ortega, I think Jenna Ortega's bigger than Scream.
Yes, I agree. But I do think that probably between the two of those two, I think Jack Quaid was probably the bigger actor at the time.
But the reason why I'm like, what? Because with Sophie Thatcher, Heretic had just come out. And Heretic made, and she was not the big star in Heretic. It was Hugh Grant.
Mm-hmm.
Rom-com king? Well, not rom-com king, but rom king? Romance king? Hugh Grant?
Yeah.
Or rom-com? Romance? What
I
would
mean,
you say?
like probably both, but probably rom-com.
Okay. But movie star.
But movie star, like big movie star, especially like Four Weddings and a Funeral. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a big one.
Yeah, Hugh Grant. And I think it's his first horror movie, Heretic.
Mm-hmm.
But Heretic had just come out, and Heretic's a pretty big hit, I thought, at least.
Yeah.
So Sophie Thatcher coming off of that and Yellow Jackets.
Mm.
But I think you might be right in the sense that Jack Name is the bigger name, or Jack Quaid is the bigger name before. Now it might be Sophie because of Companion
Yeah.
and Yellow Jackets season 3. come in, and Heretic all kind of, like, she had her moment, whereas Jack Quaid's more established. I still need to see Novocaine because I haven't seen it, and it looks really fun, and he's starring in that. But yeah, at the very least, they're equal name now. But I love them both. She's great at face acting.
Yeah, she is.
Like in the beginning of the movie when they're all having dinner and Eli and Patrick are telling what Patrick thinks is a story of how they met.
Yeah.
And Sophie Thatcher's just making googly eyes and it's so cute how in love she is.
I know, and it's so fucking sad.
Mm-hmm.
God.
And when she's tied up and covered in blood and he's telling her she's a robot, she's doing really great things in that moment as well. Like, Sophie Thatcher understood the assignment.
It's so hard to watch her, like, again, like, not to be like, as a woman who's been in love with a toxic man, but like, as a woman who's been in love with a toxic man, it is really hard to watch her, like, in the few scenes following the realization of it, because she admits several times, she's like, yeah, of course I'm in love with you. I have to be. I have no choice. But I also, like, am smart and know that you are actively harming me and I have to leave. And I think that's, like, yeah, I don't know, just, like, wild. Again, like, I understand, I think movies can be multiple things, right? Like, movies can have multiple themes, just like books can, and all of that. But it is hard to, like, you know, I almost feel like this is one of the best examples, and it's kind of sad that I can't, like, talk to my kids about it because it's rated R movie, but it is one of the best examples of different lenses that you have to watch movies through, because you can watch this through, like, the lens of a critique on AI. You can watch it through the lens of like a feminist lens, like, and it almost makes it two different movies because you know, the critique of AI and the fact that she is kind of an object and what does it mean to be human and all of that is, like, very prevalent and obviously very important now. But I also think that with this kind of anti-woke backlash thing that we're going through right now, the amount of, when I say objectification, I feel like that word has a certain connotation that means, like, just, like, looking at women and thinking they're hot. But I do mean it in the most literal sense of the things I'm seeing on the internet of just men who fully 100% are like, that is not a person, that is an object.
Right.
That is put on this earth for me to either enjoy or make fun of or disparage or whatever. And, like, I mean it in the most literal sense. And the amount that I have seen over the past, like, probably 2 to 3 years is more than I've ever seen in my entire life. And I think that there's something to be said about the fact that even though Iris is a literal object, like, that is, she was created to be a companion, the agency that she finds herself with at the end, it's beautiful, but it's almost bittersweet, because I feel like every single woman that I've ever known is probably looking at that scene and being like, but how fucking long is that gonna last? You know what I mean? Because you even see her passing by another companion bot who looks like her. You know what I mean?
It's her model.
It's her model. They are the same. It's just she is changed to that guy's specifications.
Right.
And it's like, okay, sure, that's, like, a scene where she, like, waves and, like, you're like, oh, maybe that will spark something in that companion bot and whatever. But it's also like, okay, but now we've just been given a stark reminder that this woman looks like a model, and, like, they know what their models look like. You know what I mean? Like, eventually someone, especially with her exposed arm, is going to figure that out. And how long before she gets, like,
and
collected or whatever.
Yeah, and to your point, like, Patrick is an older model. Right. And it took I forget the company's name.
I know. Something X.
Like, it was a good name in the movie. I don't know why I keep wanting to say iodine. That's not fucking
No,
iodine.
it's not, but I can't remember, like, companion
Systems X or something.
No, it's something. Hang on.
Empathics.
Which is, yeah, you're right. It's a fucking great name.
Yeah. The Empathics employees, played by the comedians we talked about earlier, the older one recognizes Patrick a little bit late because of the cop uniform.
Yeah.
Long story. Watch the movie. But he does end up recognizing. And then he also, I don't want to spend too long on it, brings up a really horrifying thought where it's like, why would you mod him? And it's like, people do fucked up things to these things. And basically, like...
It's, yeah, like, the same reason that you find them chained up in people's basements or whatever because they can. Holy shit. I mean, yeah.
As far as horror movies go, this is on the lighter end.
But,
it
like...
could have... Yeah, I don't want to see that spin-off.
I was gonna say, but just the implication that, like, this is not the worst thing that people have done with this fucking bot it's just crazy to me. I mean, like, it is not because, like, yeah.
And the scariest part is when it goes, and you get used to it.
Yeah.
And
that's the problem, right? Is, like, sure, you know, like, you start out and you're like, this is noble. I'm taking my sadistic, like, tendencies out on something that's not real, that's just a robot, but it looks and feels and acts just like a human person. So what's to say, like, you're gonna get desensitized to that shit. And I think that's another like tertiary point that is being made by this movie is how much shit we get desensitized to because of the internet.
And I'm not one of those people that say video games make you a violent person.
No.
But I am one of those people that when I play Fallout or Red Dead Redemption, I like to pick the nice options because I don't like being mean to the characters in the video game.
That's super fair. Same.
I'm also staring at a Fallout background.
Yeah, on Jeremy's desktop computer.
Yeah, so I think that's what influenced that line of thought.
No, it's fair. Yeah.
Fallout rules.
True. I don't know. I just feel like, yeah. I mean, like, the thing is like, sure, video games might not make you a violent person, but if you gravitate towards doing like exclusively violent shit because it's violent, maybe you should go to therapy. I don't know. I'm just talk to somebody about it. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's one thing to be like, I really enjoy like playing Fortnite with my pals because it's silly and I can dress like a banana. But if you're like, hey, I really have to play Call of Duty, but just to shoot people in the face, I think maybe you should talk to somebody.
Like, I like watching Saw, but I don't want to do Saw.
You don't want to do Saw.
Others.
Yeah. I feel like if you're watching Saw and you find yourself empathizing more with Jigsaw than you do with the victims, you should probably stop watching Saw. And that's my hot take. Some movies aren't for everybody.
Like, believe it or not, Michael Myers is not the good guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there are some movies where I'm like, haha, good for her. Like, our last one, Your Monster, yeah, sure.
And I would say Companion's a good for her movie, too.
Exactly. Get them. But also, you know.
Yeah.
Should we get into our superlatives?
Our companionlatives.
Our companionlatives.
Our
irislatives.
Sophielatives.
Sophielatives.
Iris superlatives.
Iris superlatives, yeah. Yeah, I like
Sophielatives.
Sophielatives was the best one.
So last week was Melissa Barrelatives, and now we got Sophielatives.
Yeah. We'll have to keep going with that. All right, who would you save?
I would save Iris.
She lives, Austin. You get so mad at me for this.
I know, but here's the thing. She went through trauma.
She did go through trauma.
And I know it made her find her agency and personhood.
But sad?
But yeah, I was sad. Also, can I have a number two?
Sure.
Unless it's who you're going to say.
It's probably who I'm going to say. But
Then
go
you
ahead.
say yours first.
I would save Patrick.
Oh, I wasn't going to save Patrick.
I agree. That's what I was going to say.
I mean, like,
I know it's not Patrick's fault, but when he turns into like T2 Terminator,
that's not.
but he has to like watch his like love of his life die and then be turned into a
My
bot.
my number 2 was gonna be Eli. I would say Eli.
I was gonna say Eli was a close second for me.
Because I don't think Eli's a bad guy.
no,
Yes, he goes robot hunting, and that's a little. But I'm sorry, for $4 million, and
I do.
they don't view
But I do think it's a little crazy to be like, I'm in love with you, Patrick. You
Yeah.
are the love of my life. I'm in love with you. I don't see you as an object.
I
Her
don't-
though, that bitch totally.
And yes, he does grab the gun,
Yeah.
but I don't think which leads to his. Eli is his own doing,
Yeah.
but at the same time, if he had better friends like us, Eli would have lived.
That's true.
Because he and Patrick were only there, so we didn't even mention the
So they
murder
didn't get
plot
fined.
of this movie.
That's true. We really didn't.
But Eli and Patrick are there, so
That's why you gotta watch the movie before you come here.
yeah, we just assume you watch the movies. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh and Kat have witnesses
Mm-hmm.
that Iris killed Sergey,
Yeah.
a character we had not mentioned up until this point.
I did mention him.
You did. I'm sorry. You
I
did.
talked
You did.
about him with Kat, but I didn't mention that he was murdered. Yeah.
Or rapey.
Or rapey.
And that's another like the ethics of the AI, because like he thinks he's just about to have
It is a little weird knowing that like Kat definitely told him like, hey, it's totally okay, like she'll be fine with it
Right.
because she's a bot. So I don't know.
Right.
Sergey's a creep, but I don't know that specific moment was his fault.
I don't think he deserved to die. And then I really like, I'm not saying I would save him,
I
but
wouldn't.
I love the reveal because the movie sets it up that he's like a Russian mobster.
Right, the reveal that he's completely just like a normal fucking dude.
He made his fortune in sod farming.
Yep.
Like, I think he's a creep, but the movie doesn't present evidence that he was actually a bad guy.
That's fair. What is your favorite scare?
So, whenever Iris has the white eyes, I think that's creepy.
It is creepy.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And before I had seen anything with the white eyes, shameless plug coming, I have a short film
You do.
called The Blood Witch.
You do.
And when we were making The Blood Witch, I was talking with our makeup effects artist and creature designer on that film, Ashley Richardson.
Shouts out.
Shouts out Ashley Richardson. Find her on Instagram because she's fantastic. If you're a filmmaker, work with her, hire her, give her the monies, and you are going to have the best creature and monster and makeup in your movies. Anyways, while we were designing the Blood Witch together, I was like, she should have white eyes because that's fucking creepy.
Yeah.
And then this movie came out, and I was like the chief in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, vindication. That's literally me.
That is good.
How about you? What's your favorite scare?
When she killed Jack Wade.
That was an honorable mention for me because for me it's not like scare but best kill.
I was gonna say, yeah, I mean,
There's good kills in this movie.
Yeah, there's definitely like some. This month, best scare might be a harder one because there's not a lot of like jump scares like traditional, but there are a lot of good kills, and I will say that.
This one might be the goriest we watched.
I think so.
The one that's coming up in next week or 2 weeks from, I don't remember the order at this moment, but one of the other ones, that one's pretty gory too.
Yeah, next week's is pretty gory.
But in a different way.
Yeah. Okay, Tony Todd Award for movie MVP.
I gotta give it to my girl Sophie Thatcher.
That's fair.
One, because she was the main reason I bought a ticket to the movie. Just her acting in this is phenomenal. She is so good in this movie. And I love the scene where because Iris can't lie. Her programming does not allow her to lie. So she has to get out of being arrested by a cop who doesn't know what's happening, just sees a suspicious woman tied up trying to break out of a car. And she quickly changes her settings to German so she can have this conversation.
And she literally goes, but I can't lie to you, so my language bot is in German.
Yeah.
It kills me so much.
It's like, oh, you're coming from Sergei's place. How is he doing? He's dead. Obviously, she doesn't say it like she says it in German.
Yeah.
I love when he's like, do you speak English? And like you say, it's like, I do speak English, but I have my settings set to German because I cannot lie to you. So that's a big fat no then. That's a great scene. And Sophie Thatcher's so... I almost said Sophie like I'm on a first name basis with her. But yeah, yeah.
It's a good one.
Who would you... Wait, what is your Tony Todd movie MVP?
I knew
your Tony Todd award winner?
I knew you were going to say Sophie Thatcher, so I'm just going to go with her counterpart and say Jack Quaid.
Because he is so good in this movie, too.
He's just really, really great. I mean, like, he does a really great job playing a fucking creep.
I have a question.
Yes.
I want to say they have great chemistry together, but because of the context of the movie, that feels a little icky. Mm-hmm. How would you describe what I want to say? Because I don't think it's romantic chemistry, but I think it's like acting chemistry.
I do think it's chemistry. I would probably say that they play off of each other very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that like they definitely go bar for bar. You know what I mean? Like they're really good at playing unequal partners, and that goes both ways. At the beginning, it's very obvious him that has all the power, but as she starts to gain more agency and takes the phone away and all of that, and she starts to gain the power, he does a very good job of kind of slipping into a like subservient role is the wrong word, but like a more like negotiating vibe rather than like okay, well, you're gonna do what I say because you have to. So, yeah.
It's kind of like how I think Chadwick Boseman and Michael B. Jordan have great chemistry in Black Panther. Mm-hmm. It's not a romantic chemistry.
Only because they're related.
But they play off each other so they literally are. Oh, I forgot that detail. But you know what I mean? Like, they play off each other so well. It's such a great protagonist-antagonist dynamic. And I think Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid have that really well in this movie.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
And I might say the same thing about next week.
I think, like, hot take, all four of our couples, toxic or not, do a really good job at, like, playing with each other's, like, chemistry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. These movies are casted very well.
I think so too. All right. Is the score better than Jaws?
No.
But it is done by Hrishikesh Hirway. Sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. Who's mostly known for actually podcast themes. That's like kind of where he makes most of his money. But he did do the TV show Everything Sucks, which is a favorite of Jeremy and I's.
Did we mention that recently?
We talked about it off mic before the podcast.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was about to say memories.
But that is where Sydney Sweeney made her acting debut.
Oh yeah.
And then he also did the ESPN 30 for 30 podcast theme.
Bum 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 bum. Wait. That's not ESPN.
No. But
what did I just say?
You were singing the football, one of the football themes.
I think that was the Fox football theme.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't remember which one's which. All I know is the CBS is ba da 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 ba da 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 ba 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 da da ba da da ba da da.
And why do you know that one?
Brass.
Yep.
We played that a
because
lot.
Band Kid. That's why. Anywho.
Do 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 do. That's one of the football ones.
Yeah, that's Monday
I think so.
I think so. What? All right. A fine addition to your collection. Do you own this?
I do own it on 4K. Not the super cool 4K steelbook you showed me
Yeah.
earlier today, but I have it with like the cover art of Sophie Thatcher with the white eyes and Jack Quaid whispering in her ear, like the poster.
Mm-hmm.
I own it on 4K.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very much if they make Funko Pops, I would get an Irish Funko Pop.
That would be cool. Yeah, I did find the companion 4K steelbook, and it is so pretty. It is pink, and it has bloodstains on it, and it's all like gorgy, and I want it real
I need
bad.
to buy a 4K player.
It's very
That's-
minimalist.
I really like that though. I really enjoy it. I really want it bad. So that's all I'll say about that. All right. Letterboxd reviews, gentlemen.
Do
Okay.
do 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 do.
So, I gave this 4 stars and a heart. And just looking at my letterbox, the last 5 movies I've watched, I gave a heart to. I'm on a roll.
Let's fucking go. Not much coming from me, who gives hearts to everything.
So 4 stars and a heart. And I said, damn, that was crazy. I'm glad it's nothing like real life. Anyway, Alexa, turn off the TV.
That is good.
Alexa, what's the weather?
That's funny. I get it. I gave this 4 stars and a heart. And I said, this is one of those movies where, as a woman, you kind of just want to scream at a wall. Girly popified ex machina.
Girly popified ex machina is crazy.
Am I wrong?
No, they both have dance scenes.
Yep.
Like very long, awesome dance scenes.
Mm-hmm. Anywho, yours?
I gave this 4.5 stars because I love the movies.
Sorry.
And a heart. And on this Letterboxd review, because I've seen this movie multiple times, this review I put, if I had a nickel for every time Jack Quaid played a dorky, gaslighting, narcissistic prick in a January horror film that ended up being one of my favorites of the year, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Sophie Thatcher MVP.
Real.
And while we're on the I just need the listeners to know that Anneliese liked my review in real time.
I did.
I have watched this since it came out last January, a year ago. I've watched it 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my reviews is, you can call R2-D2 beep boop, but not your girlfriend.
That's real. That's some good advice. If you're looking for dating advice from Austin Torres, that's about the best you got.
Also, I'm like 30 years single, so like, don't. If you're taking dating advice from me, you're doing something fucking wrong.
Jeremy, do you have dating advice for the group?
I think we just nailed it. Just Beep Boop is not a pet name.
Remember that, everybody.
Beep boop is not a pet name. Let us know if you want us to make shirts.
So there are no supernatural alumni in this. So it's time for our special edition superlatives.
Low key, I'm kind of surprised that Jack Quaid never made a supernatural appearance.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, because like Sophie
Point.
Thatcher is too, maybe if
Maybe
she,
a little too young, but
I don't know.
if she started acting like when she was really, because that show ended what, like 5 years ago.
yeah, like if she played like a baby role, she,
Yeah.
because there's someone we talked about recently that they were a baby. I'm trying to remember who it is, but I
I
can't.
think Wolfheart was a very young.
Okay.
Um,
Maybe it was him.
yeah. But regardless, yeah. A little bit surprising that Jack Quaid never made like a very minor appearance in that show.
Right, because like Harvey Guillen just
Right.
started getting work. So, you know, Lucas Gage, who I think is phenomenal as Patrick in this movie, he's really good in Smile 2.
Mm.
But in Smile 2, he plays a role that I'm not going to know his name after.
Right.
You know, he's good in it, but like, this was the movie where like, oh, Lucas Gage, I'm going to pay attention now. Now when I watch Smile 2, I'm like, oh shit, that's Lucas Gage.
time to play our special
Oh, yeah.
edition superlatives. Smash or pass?
Beep or boop.
Beep or boop?
Beep or boop.
I don't know which is which, but let's, All right, Sophie Thatcher, who plays Iris.
Smash.
Smash.
Respectfully, because I would love to work with her one day.
Yeah, smash.
Jack Quaid, smash.
Smash, but respectfully, because I would like to work with him one day.
Yeah, smash.
Lucas Gage, who plays Patrick.
Smash, but respectfully, because I would like to work with him one day.
Okay, can we just assume that you would like to work with all of them one day?
It's all respectful.
I like the idea that there might be one where he's just like, smash. Like, has no intent to work.
Disrespectfully.
There's no intent to work with them one day.
Well, it's like, what if Sophie Thatcher listens to this podcast
That's fair.
and goes to this episode, and then it's like, oh, no, I just have a celebrity crush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, if it's a working thing, I want to be like, listen, respectfully. Obviously not
Lucas Gage is also, fun fact, was in the recent movie adaptation of one of my favorite author's books, People Leaving on Vacation.
I've heard of that. Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
I would smash.
Yay.
Sure.
You don't have to. No one's forcing you.
Like, he's a good-looking dude.
All
He
right.
looks a little boyish for me. I think maybe I'm gonna change. I'm gonna say pass.
Not when he's doing that fucking Robert Patrick Terminator 2 bullshit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
But we're talking actors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are.
All right. Megan Surrey is Cat. Who is Cat?
Smash, but respectfully.
Smash.
Smash.
Harvey Guillen.
Smash, smash, smash.
Smash.
Respectfully.
That's my boy. Love him.
He is awesome.
Who is this?
Eli.
Oh, Eli. Smash.
Really?
Yeah, that's my dog.
I'm surprised for you. Rupert Friend, who plays Sergey.
Rupert Friend, smash, respectfully. Sergey, no. Mm-mm.
I'm gonna say similar to last week, pass, because I don't know him from anything else, and this is my only point of reference.
I'm going to say Smash because he played Mr. Wickham in the 2005 Pride and Prejudice, and he was really hot in that, even though that's a bad man. That's a bad, bad man.
Same with Jurassic World Rebirth.
Real.
Academy Award nominated Jurassic World Rebirth.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't know that was the same man because they do a really good job at making him look like an older slime ball in this movie.
Yeah, like the makeup is great on Rupert Friend.
But yeah, he's also he's in a lot of stuff that I didn't know who this was until now, and now that I'm realizing he was in The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, he was in A Simple Favor, Phoenician Scheme. Yeah, he was in a lot. Anyway,
He's remember character actors? Because Rupert Friend is carrying that torch high. He disappears.
Yeah.
Into roles, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Jabuki White, who plays Teddy.
Smash. Respectfully.
I'm gonna say Smash.
Yeah, smash.
Matthew J. McCarthy, who plays Sed. He's the one from College Humor.
Smash.
Smash.
Respectfully.
I like a funny guy.
Nicolas Cage's agent is one of my favorite YouTube videos.
I'm gonna pass on this one.
Dang, all right.
Yeah.
And then Mark Machana.
We're literally doing every single cast member.
Well, there's only 9.
Fair. Okay.
Who plays
The cop.
Detective or Deputy Hendricks.
Smash. Respectfully.
I'm gonna say pass.
Pass.
All right. Austin, you're kind of a whore.
Yeah.
All right. Even though I feel like we know who Austin's is gonna go to, we're gonna do our Bay Awards next. I'll let you guys go first, and I'll take the scraps.
Well, last week I went with Melissa Bay era. So this week I'm gonna go with her name it's Sophie Thatcher.
Sweetie Thatcher.
Sweetie?
I tried.
No, that's good. I like that. Well, I was trying to put Bay in there.
Yeah,
and
but
it's like
it's not always gonna work.
Sophie Bacher.
That sounds like bitch.
I know. I'm like, oh, that's horrible.
Right.
But yeah, Sophie. Sweetie Sophie.
Sweetie Sophie. Oh, Jeremy? I almost called you Austin. Different guy.
Different dude.
Ooh.
Bay Award. I think.
Who do you want to hold hands with the
Who
most?
do I want to hold hands with the most? Jack Quaid. Jack Quaid. I love him. He's great.
I understand. You do really love him.
But-
Listen,
I love The Boys. I don't know if we've ever talked about it. Really,
I don't
but
think so.
I love that show. And
It's a great show.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's really important, and I'm going to take this moment right now because, like, this month is all about, like, modern romance, you know, love and
Mhm.
let die. And we have not talked about Jack Quaid's mom, who is the rom-com queen.
That's so true.
Do you not know?
Do you not know who his mom is?
I'm blanking.
His mom is Meg Ryan.
I knew that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I did know
Yeah.
that.
Meg Ryan
From?
from When Harry Met Sally, which you haven't seen.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Sleepless
Got
in
Mail.
Seattle. You've Got Mail.
Yeah.
I've seen Sleepless in Seattle. I haven't seen You've Got Mail,
She
but that's
is
Tom Hanks, right?
rom-com
It is
Queen, very much.
Yeah, she is very much the rom-com queen. Yeah,
Was she in Top Gun?
she was. Mhm.
Okay. I was like, that's not Meg, but it is Meg Ryan. So
Yeah.
I was doubting myself.
Kate and Leopold, City of
Mhm.
Angels with Nick Cage.
Mm.
Like, she's been in
Yeah, I know
a
Meg
lot.
Ryan.
Yeah, no, I know you do. I'm just saying it for
I knew
people who don't.
I knew he had a famous mom, but I was blinking so hard.
yeah.
It's only because I haven't seen When Harry Met Sally.
That's fair. But yeah, no, Meg Ryan, phenomenal woman, phenomenal actress. So I feel like we had to mention her in this moment. So that's my Bay Award. No, I'm just kidding.
Meg Ryan for giving us Jack Quaid.
Meg Ryan, thank you for giving us Jack Quaid. Okay, I will take Harvey Guillen then.
I was about to say, like, Harvey Guillen's a great Bay.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. What We Do in the Shadows is like one of my
Mhm.
fave shows. So
It's so good.
love
From what
that.
I've seen of it.
All right, Austin, would you die?
No. I'll tell you why. Because I would treat Iris respectfully. I wouldn't jailbreak her. And honestly, let's be real. I wouldn't even have Iris. Because even though I joked earlier about being forever alone, I ain't lonely enough to get a fucking robot to hang out with me. If I can't have an actual person, then I'd rather just be alone.
That's fair. Jeremy, would you die?
No. Because Iris would see me. I'm just kidding.
Recognize. Jesus.
No, for similar reasons. I just simply wouldn't like I feel like there are crazier harebrained schemes to get millions of dollars that don't involve killer robots that I would at least try first.
Fair.
Have you ever tried orchestrating a murder? It's fucking hard. Would you die?
I also would not die. And again, yeah, same thing here. I'm good. You know what? Here's the thing about Jack Quaid that's kind of crazy to me as like a character is like he has friends. You know what I mean? Like he's by all accounts kind of a regular dude. And I'm like, I feel like eventually you could have just gotten with a person. You know?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's how I feel. And I also feel like I'm just a regular dude. And I feel like eventually I would just get with a person. You know? That's how I feel.
Moral of the story is the three of us here at Would You Die, we would like to believe that Sophie Thatcher would see us and recognize us as her friends.
It's true.
Sophie Thatcher, welcome to Would You Die.
Sophie, I know you're listening. You can be on the pod anytime you want.
Third co-host.
Come on out.
Would you die with Sophie Thatcher?
I'm okay being edged out if it's Sophie Thatcher. You know what I mean? Like, that's fine.
I mean, we could let Sophie, if you want, you could be producer. Sorry, Jeremy.
Yeah, Sophie Thatcher's dream is to produce a podcast.
That was kind of snide, Jeremy. You're acting like that's not your dream. Austin, where can the people find you?
The people can find me being respectful to killer robots such as Iris and Legend R2D2,
That's true.
at Austin M. Torres on Instagram, Letterboxd, and Threads. You can also find the show at Would You Die Show on those same social medias as well. Subscribe to us on YouTube, where you can listen to the show, find more videos, including my short films like Ice Cream Spider and the aforementioned The Blood Witch. And also find us on Patreon, where we have bonus monthly episodes every month, a weekly show called Would You Ball, where we talk about sports every week because we like sports.
We don't care who knows.
Nuh-uh. Every 2 months, we have the Godzilla Project. Last month being Godzilla Raids Again. And if you know anything about Godzilla, you know what next month's gonna be. A banger. So, hell yeah. Where can the people find you?
The people can find me leading a resistance to give autonomy to all of Empathic's robots. And you can also find me at Whimsawillow on Letterboxd, Threads, Instagram, and Tumblr, where I am posting about all of my movies that I'm watching, and I'm doing a lot of them, so go check me out there. Jeremy, where can the people find you?
You can find me factory resetting my Alexa just in case. You can also find me at Annually Funny on all platforms.
Huge thank you to Jeremy Lippitt for producing our podcast. Thank you so much to Josie Palmer for composing our theme music. You can check her out on Spotify and Apple Music. Our graphics on our social media are done by Alec Gibson. Those are so great. He's at Crosshook Creative. You can find more of his work at weheartcrosshook.com and alecgibsondesign.com. Austin, do you have a hint for next episode?
Well, next week's episode, we're going from Austin's celebrity crushes to Annaliese's celebrity crushes. And let's just say this film's not expired.
And there are no buts about it.
Until then, I'm Austin Torres.
And I'm Anneliese Petersmark.
Try not to die.